Hello and welcome back everyone to Vooperia development. As you probably know if you've been here before, we're doing this in Unity. So here is our development environment once it loads up. And here's the game. So while you guys were gone, I programmed in a system for the inventory, and that you can open and close the extra inventory. And there's crafting recipes over here. And I will show you that they do in fact work. So if we go over and punch this tree a bit, look at those beautiful particle effects. Let's go ahead and punch it a little bit more. Punch it a little bit more. Punch it a little bit more. And here we have the logs. If they're in our inventory, we can hit craft. It'll use 1 log and create 10 sticks. So we can turn logs into lots of sticks. And now that we have sticks, we're ready to take on the world. Oh, that's interesting. When we hold the sticks, it comes up with logs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's figure out why that is. So we're just gonna do game object. Game object. And object equals that, and then what we have to do is we actually have to refresh it, because what it's doing is it's pooling it. So basically every object we make, we want to put into a container when we're not using it, because deleting and recreating it is just a waste of performance. But when we take it back out of the box, we have to make sure that it's correct. We can't put logs in the box and take logs out when we're trying to show a stick. We have to let it know that it's a stick now and not logs. So let's go ahead and do object return. Actually, that's correct. Actually, it should return object, but we need to do. Actually, that's. Yeah. I'm being smart. An object.get component. I don't know what the component is called. Held. What code was I working on recently? Because it'll be on the held object prefab. Yeah, I haven't been doing this in a while, so let's just make sure default held. And oh, there isn't. Okay, so we'll do object.get component sprite. This is interesting. I made it very lightweight, which is good. It'll be less laggy. Unity engine .ui. So basically, I didn't put any special script onto it, so I just have to change the picture on it. Get component sprite. I believe that's a sprite. Sprite renderer dot sprite equals, and then I should be able to actually get the sprite right here. Get sprite. Oh shoot. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I can see why that's an issue. So we'll just do item stack. That's slightly inconvenient, but there's a reason we have to do that. I'm trying to think ahead. Okay. Great, now we're gonna have an error in player because it's gonna say, what the heck is going on here? We're just gonna stick the stack in. That's gonna work now. Ready? It's actually gonna work, I can promise you. Bam, let's punch these trees. But and I are looking for someone who knows their way about Hearts of Iron 4 code better. In the meantime, it's slower work mainly. I need my Hearts of Iron 4. I need it. I need it now. Okay, so watch this. Now when we craft it, if we pick up logs, great, we're holding logs. And now if we pick up sticks, We're holding oh, look at that! Look at that! That's wow. We're like a caveman. We've got a stick when we're not afraid to use it. Shut up, okay? I didn't mean it in that way, okay? So if it's held, then there should be a currently held object, which we're gonna send in game object held object. So we're gonna let the item have access to its game object, which is going to be very helpful. Currently held object. For whatever reason, if held object equals null, then we're really screwed, because that should never happen. If held object equals null, we're just going to debug.log. Something has seriously screwed up. Great. And we'll return early before it does any damage. Okay, so now assuming that it doesn't seriously screw up, let's go ahead and make sure that these bad boys have colliders, like they should. Prefabs, items, default held item, and it doesn't. It does not have a collider. That's not too hard to do though. We'll just do a circle collider. Great, so now this is its collision bounds. That seems pretty fair. Bam, now that we've added that collider, now what we can do is we can go and copy this. So here's the fun part. We grab all of this and we can really just copy it. So we can do a lot of this the same actually. So what we can do is oh well. We'll just use that hand position. That's fine, whatever. Hand dot position. Whatever, good enough. What's important though is now we can do item held code, which should clear up the rest of this. So now when we go to our items code, this entire thing is just to try to make punching work better. Like, because punching is pretty important. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a C# script. We're gonna call it held object. This is just going to be very, very basic code. Held object is going to have a few simple rules. You should try colony survival. Spike, will you stream again? I'm not going to stream again. This is my stream. This is my stream of the day. I am going to repackage it as a shorter video though. Okay, so held object is going to be special. Once again, we're going to do public void on item, or no, we're gonna copy player hand here. So we're gonna have the on trigger enter and on trigger stay, and that's going to go into held object. But we cannot forget that we have to know what type of item we are. So we're actually going to make a public void initialize, and Unity wanted to make that something it already has. Public void initialize, and then we'll do item stack, and then we'll have public, or we'll do private item stack, and this dot stack equals stack, and we'll also do a few other things. This dot get component. We'll move some code We'll move some code that we had in here before that this shouldn't be responsible for. So instead of doing this here, we're gonna it's not doing anything now, but if we do this, we get an error. Good. Fantastic. Where do we get an error? Time.time minus holding entity. Holding entity. Is it a null reference exception? It is a null reference exception. Okay. Why do we have a null reference exception? So the holding entity seems to be null. Which means that the held oh yes, because we never actually did this dot entity equals entity. Great. Okay, that's gonna be better, I promise. Okay, that's gonna be better. Let's go ahead and punch down a tree or two. I guess this tests if we can do multiple at the same time. Which I don't think we want, but that would be kind of funny if we could. That would bring some strategy into it, I guess. Nope, one at a time. Great. Okay, let's grab these logs and see if we can punch something with the logs. Oh, look at that. That's kind of neat. But for some reason, it's like, oh, it's doing its collider at the closest point. Okay, I see. How do we get our collider the closest point to? Actually, that's really neat because it's actually working just the opposite of how I wanted it to. One moment. Just quickly remove it and ignore it. Okay, well, this is it, I guess. Will it work? Our punching code, which has been revamped once again, so now it doesn't happen until the exact moment. That looks nice though, the exact moment you touch it. And there's still a delay to make sure you don't spam. And if you click really fast, it doesn't change anything. Add mountains. There are. It's just on a top-down game. They don't look very mountainy. It's top-down. How are you supposed to climb? That would be pretty challenging. Okay, ready? There we go. That's it. It actually looks like it's hitting at the correct point now. The effects come out at the right spot. Now we can use trees to kill trees. Even better, we can create sticks to help us destroy trees. Ooh, something went wrong there. Okay, we've got a stick and logs. What happened? I'm curious. Is he holding two things? Oh, he is. Oh well, that's enough of that for today. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll cut this down into a better video. And I will see you all next time. We made it so that the hitting system's better. Dab. This really changed the world because now you can change the world. Get it? Good one.